Good morning, student. I, Rashmi ma'am, is again back with your online classes, or you can say your online session for class 8. Subject is biology. As we know, student, we have started our chapter 2, that was reproduction in plants, in which we have completed asexual reproduction and its types of asexual reproduction, that was binary fission, budding, fragmentation, and spore formation. Another name is sporulation. Now moving towards our vegetative propagation in plants only. Which topic we are going to start today? Vegetative propagation in plants only. Now what is vegetative propagation? So for once you should know what is vegetative propagation. It is any form of asexual reproduction. It is a form of asexual reproduction in which occurring in plants, in which new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of the plants, that is root, stem or buds. Now vegetative propagation is also a asexual reproduction which occurs only in plant. In this, only new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of the plant, that is root, stems or buds. Vegetative propagation in plants can occur both by naturally or also can be artificially introduced by horticulturist. Now over here word I had used horticulturist, which means what? Horticulturists are the scientists, or you can say the gardeners, also use this vegetative propagation method that plants do not use naturally. So these horticulturists are the gardeners or the scientists who help them to reproduce the plant with the help of their vegetative parts of the plant in vegetative propagation. So the most common techniques of vegetative propagations are stems, roots and leaves. Now in stems, what is being used? Runners are the stems which usually grow in a horizontal form above the ground. They have the nodes where the buds are formed. These buds usually grow into a new plant. Now stems, what stems? Stems are the runners which usually grow in horizontal from above the ground level. They have the nodes where the buds are formed, and these buds usually grow into a new plant. Now second is your roots. A new plant is developed from around inflamed modified roots called tubers. Example is our sweet potato. Now roots is being developed from roots, new plant around inflamed modified roots called tubers. Example is our sweet potato. And the third one is your leaves. In some plants, detached leaves from the parent plant can be used to grow a new plant. They exhibit growth of small plants called plantlets on the edge of their leaves. Example is our bryophyllum. So in leaves you will see that some leaves, those who are grown up, they are being detached, means they are being attached, not detached from their parent plant, and they grow into a new plant. How? They have a small plants with roots, that is called plantlets, grown on the edge of their leaves. Edges means what? The outer lining or the margin of the leaf. Example is your bryophyllum. So this was a small introduction about the vegetative propagation. In this method, new plants are produced from the vegetative parts of plants like root, stem and leaves, I have said, and buds. Plants obtained by vegetative propagation from one plant are exact copies or the clone of the parent plant. Means vegetative propagation, the new plant which are grown from stems, roots, leaves and buds, they all are the exact copies of the parent plant, or you can say the clones. Likewise, banana, garlic, mint, grapes, rose, potato, sugarcane, and many other plants are grown by vegetative propagation. In your book, it has been given two ways. First is by modified roots, second is by modified stems, and the third will be by modified leaves. So these are the natural method of vegetative propagation. Vegetative propagation in plant is very common in nature. It occurs during favorable condition, probably in a rainy season, by the following ways. So the following ways means what? There should be the exact favorable, then only favorable condition, then only these methods are used, or through the help of nature we can have a new plant with the help of root, stem, leaves and buds. These methods involve taking a piece of one parent plant and causing it to regenerate itself into a new plant. Common methods include cuttings, grafting and budding and tissue culture. Vegetative propagation is something very peculiar to plants. Peculiar means what? Very identified. Vegetative propagation, this process is very peculiar, very identified to plants. Moreover, avoid gardeners exploit this feature for commercial purposes also. The gardeners, those who are having their farm at their in the commercial purposes, they use this process to explore their business more and more by the help of this vegetative propagation. As a matter of fact, we don't always need seeds to grow plants. Every time there is no need of seeds to bring a new plant, because new plants can grow from older plants using this vegetative propagation method, such as grafting, budding. Means leaves, stem and roots, buds, these are the ways through which we can grow new plant. Always seeds are not necessary to grow a new plant. It is a form of asexual reproduction which is always seen in plant. This process involves only one single plant, and the offspring that arises is identical both genetically and morphological to the parent plant. Means what? They are the exact copies or the clones of their parent plant, in which they are identical in the structure and the appearance, genetically also and morphological also, through their nature and the behavior, or you can say to the purposes also. Vegetative propagation occurs through vegetative plant structures in non-vascular plants, in which this method is being used in non-vascular plants. The vegetative reproductive structures are gemini and spores, whereas in vascular plants the roots, stems, leaves and nodes are the vegetative propagation structures. Means what? In non-vascular plants the vegetative reproductive structures are gemini and the spores, but the plant, those who are having the vascular, they can use roots, stem, leaves and nodes, or you can say the buds for their vegetative propagation, or you can say vegetative reproductive structures. Also we have learned about the meristem tissue in plants. This tissue helps in the vegetative propagation. It has undifferentiated cells which divide. As a result, it paves the way for the growth of the plant. Also, from the meristems, specialized permanent tissues are formed. As we know, meristematic tissue is always used to divide and grow. So, in this way, the meristem tissue in plants helps in vegetative propagation in a very natural method. It has undifferentiated cells which divide. As a result, which paves way of growth of plant. Also from the meristem, specialized permanent tissues are formed. Plant propagation is the process of increasing the number of plants of a particular species or cultivar. Means what? This vegetative propagation is being used on a very increased level. For which purpose? For the industrial purpose, for the behavioral purpose, and for your commercial purpose also. A very particular species being grown with the help of this plant propagation, or you can say the vegetative propagation. Propagation can be via sexual also or by asexual means also. Over the years, horticulturists have developed a asexual propagation method that use vegetative plant parts. This allows plants to be created in ways that nature cannot duplicate. Means in this asexual vegetative propagation method, the vegetative parts plays a very important role, which horticulturists have developed, and they have allowed the plants to create their own ways by which nature cannot duplicate them. Now, asexual plant propagation method produce new plants from vegetative parts of the original plant, such as leaves, stem and roots. These methods are generally referred to as vegetative propagation. Which method? This asexual plant propagation method is also being introduced as vegetative parts of the original plant. These methods are generally referred to as a vegetative propagation. Many plants can reproduce this way naturally, but vegetative propagation can also be artificially introduced. So this vegetative propagation, or you can say the vegetative reproductive structures or the asexual method, it can also be used artificially, through which a number of things we can have on our earth or in our nature. So for this vegetative propagation, there should be some advantages also and some disadvantages also. So moreover, we should continue with the advantages or the disadvantages. We should know what is by modified roots. Tuberous roots of dahlia, sweet potato and asparagus become swollen due to stored food remain underground. New plants grow from these roots in the next season. So modified roots, what I have said, like tuberous roots of dahlia, sweet potato and asparagus, which have the swollen part which is due to stored food, is being used as a growth of new plant which is being remained underground, and in the next season, or you can say when the condition is favorable for them, they used to have their growth. Now by modified stems, the underground and subaerial stems are modified generally for vegetative propagation. Likewise, this propagation by underground stems should be in tuber, axillary buds, bulb, stolons, cones, rhizomes. All these are the ways of modified stems. In our book, it has been given tubers, which is also known as axillary buds, bulb. Next is your rhizome, comb. All these are the ways of the vegetative propagation with the help of modified stems. So in potato is an underground stem tuber. It is swollen due to food stored in it. It has buds in the depression called the eyes. The tubers which we found in our potato, that is what? Eyes of the potato. And these eyes are the nodes, and the buds of the in the eyes are axillary bud. This bud gives rise to a new aerial shoots. So when the farmer, what they do, the horticulturist, they take out, there are so many eyes found on the surface of the potato. So they cut these eyes as the nodes and put it underground to the soil so that they can have their new aerial shoots from that. Next is your bulb. It is a very short disc-shaped underground stem. Example, in onion, it bears fleshy scale leaves and store food. The disc-like stem also bears terminal and axillary buds. These axillary grow into new green aerial shoots that form new plants. Likewise, when you have the onion, this onion should have a very good greeny fleshy scales coming out from the center. These are the axillary buds which being used as a green aerial roots that form a new plant. So this is being used also in a growth of modified stem. Example you can see in bulb of onion. These are the tubers. So these are the eyes, and these eyes has been cutted and may put it into the underground to the soil, so that these eyes should come out with the aerial shoot and being growth of a new plant. Same as in the bulb of onions. These are the fleshy scales, leaves, which is having a terminal bud, disc, root. So these, if they have both these things into underground, the new stem or aerial shoots would come out and a new plant of onion we get.